Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Mughals, the Delhi Mughals series, that's also known as, in which we have been expanding greatly, particularly towards the south and the east, where we finally got Assam, but of course this part of Hindustan remains, and then eventually we got to get into Lanka as well. And you may have noticed to the right side of the screen, you see a bunch of, well, it's more than a bunch, but a lot of counting houses being built. Because I have nearly spent all the great wealth that I have. And soon before the counting houses, there will be another textile manufacturer that we completed. And I'm sure some of you were wondering, in case you didn't see the previous episode, why on earth are you spending your money on counting houses? What are they for? Well, a counting house replaces workshop. It adds more local production efficiency. A workshop is 100%. A workshop is 50% plus 50% production efficiency. A counting house adds another 50, making it 100. And if I were to say, well, even though we're working on the Taj Mahal still, which it'll be done by 1700. Unless I want to speed it up, which I may do that. Because, you know, we don't have the max manpower yet. Because, you know, there's this workshop here, and this is a very highly developed territory. As a counting house is being built in Delhi, which has 20 base production. And then our capital also has 20, so this needs to be utilized. Why aren't you doing that? Well, let's change that. So, again, the next war that we're expecting to fight against, as much as I would like to fight against Vijayanagar, as, the War of Yarkand, as they sent their troops this way, to fight against Yarkand, which I'm sure they'll overwhelm them. And so we'll be neighbors. We have been neighbors. And I'm sure they'll weaken further. And I'm thinking about breaking tradition in the sense of break the truce, which would cause destabilization if you got a lot of administrative power to get the stability back up. Or alternatively, fight a war against them, even though I have no territorial claims there, but imperialism will do. But Shun and the Wu. Honestly, their combined strength, they could put up a fight, but I'm using that as an excuse to take off a few more territories off of that, because if I were to fight against them, they will join. Because they know they hate our guts. But I'm sure there'll be a day, one of these days. It's not going to be till 1699 we'll fight against Vijayanagar again. But I have other plans. Burma. We recently defeated Ava, and we thought about Tongu. Tongu, how do you say that? It's a Burmese name of a dynasty of theirs. We do have claims in all these areas. But I'm in no mood in fighting against Ayutthaya yet. It's their current war, and plus we'd be fighting against Japan. Which, that one, they'll put up a fight. And we would have to be dealing with a war at sea. We do have the naval force limit to build more heavy ships. Transport should go to them. And it's also may increase it to 60. And split it up to 30. Hence what I see. And not to mention, I have to bring the light ships together. But I have failed to realize that they are allied with them. Oh dear. A tributary state, that's why. They'll probably say no to that. It's a stupid idea. Which means if I want to fight against them, I mean, I do have a few claims to these areas. Oh, blast. I think we're at an impasse here. Nope, they are allied. Shoot. As much as I don't want to destabilize the country, but... But keep in mind, if you want to expand, it says non-tributary subjects. If you want this and that. Sounds like we better stop fooling around. Because well, we have to bring all of our forces over there to fight against them. Especially them. Well, sounds like to me that we should increase the size of our military. I mean, we do have the money for it, which the amount that we make is rather complete insanity. But we do have a force limit. And so, we should consider. But we'll think about a war next year. And also, in case you didn't see the previous episode, let me go through this real quickly on the economy. At the income comparison. Total. Here we are. You see, we have the highest income in the world. But yet the British are many, many leagues away of making the most money through trade, but not enough on taxation or production. Well, we do make a certain amount in trade. And plus they also get their money through tariffs. Because of the colonies that they have. Is another thing. Just to reiterate. Third largest army, fourth largest navy, most provinces, highest province, highest income, but second highest trade income. I don't think we should go to war immediately as we are still drilling, but I think I'll be willing to increase the size of our navy to include more heavy ships to fight on the naval front against Ayutthaya and maybe Japan in the future. I will be fighting against Delhi as well, which that one's a little weaker. We'd be facing a lot of them. And Lan Na is damaged goods. So no matter who you fight, they're all in this together. They fear us. But they got themselves into a big war, and I'm sure they'll increase the size of their forces soon. So for now, what we have to do is wait till everybody of their armies are fully drilled. Which most of them are. I used to kick the crud out of you, but you asking me for alliance? But I would not do that because that spells trouble. You're gonna drag me into a war that I'm unprepared for. and I will increase the amount of income. We'll get a new admiral soon. When war begins. No need to rush things. It's just an admiral. And subsequently, we're gonna spend this money that we'll be making to create and expand our fleet. Our fighting fleet. And, want nothing to do with that. Everybody's asking me for alliances. I know I don't have much of relations. But don't ask me knowing that we'll be fighting them. Not in the mood for Western expansion soon. More focused towards the east. And then the south when we get back to that. You know what, let's finish the trade ideas. This is fast negotiations. This adds more caravan power. And also, another merchant. And we can have another policy, if you wish. John Bhaktanazar. So, where would I send you? You sent one Deccan, Coromandel, Lahore, Gujarat. Hold on. Oh, excuse me. It's just a weak one. It was coming. Not much value out of Lhasa. There's some in Burma, and knowing that we'll be expanding into Burma soon. There's some great value in Persia. If we ever had more control of it. Knowing the Ottomans will be heading that way one day. Right, after all, Persia is the highest trade value in the node in the world. And we would like to have some of that share. Check back in a month. Really only that much? Okay, I guess that's send someone else. That has low income. Although they make a bunch of income locally and all that. Well, now it's rather tempting for me to go west. Which means I have to fight against Khorasan. Well, not Khorasan. I'll get another one that they'll be a match to us. Them is a lot weaker. Although we do have a claim on Guam. But I could see taking most of it, and then we will have dominated the Persia trade node under control. As I said, it's rather tempting right now. But for now, send that merchant to Burma instead, temporarily, until further notice. To the max. So we'll have 42 heavy ships. That's the reason why it's going to be years before we start such a war. And we'll be saving up a little more money and we'll create 2 new armies. No need for that. Plus we may never know that our regent will pass on. And then we'll be living in 5 years of a Regency Council. which we would not be getting what we would like to have. Discipline would be good right about now. And promote that. Because every little bit helps. Still make a good income, but you just wait. Son of a beeswax. Every bit of prestige is good prestige. Try to slow it down. Hang on. Throughout his career, Arabador Rana has left a strong depression on everyone he has met or worked with, from his time as a promising student to the rise to positions of increasing responsibility. He has consistently done well and found new solutions to whatever problems he has faced. It is clear for someone that of his background, both as a commoner and as a Hindu, he has now reached about as high as he could come. It would raise quite a few eyebrows to have a man, no matter how talented, assume the highest offices of state with such a background. Oh, son of a beeswax. Let's give it to him. Well, fire that man. That was a bad investment I made. Oh, and these counting houses are about to be finished. So, check the income. How much is this going to increase? So, this is right now, and now counting house is about to be finished. Good jump. Quiet. I don't need allies. Don't need friends. Oh, you dummy. Come off. Hey, what you doing? Of course you don't have the money. Oh, blast. Ignore them. Thinking. I had something else in my mind and I kind of lost it. As per usual. There it is. That's what I was looking for. Invest in the prosperity of Bahawalpur. Jains calls increased commercial presence of Gujarat trade node. Rajputs at the Raj to build new army training recruitment centers. Well, we do have it, so. Where is... Because, you know, we've controlled the country so much, I even forget the names of the area. Very well. You got it. for the loyalty and for the prestige. Well, let's begin. Again, some armies are just not going to have generals. $10,000 with, oh, how about a bunch of artillery? No cavalry. Some armies are not going to have too much cavalry, but when we create another army, that one will have a little more cavalry and such. And plus that manpower recovery, we make almost 2,000 each month. That's like 2 regiments worth. Amazing. So all the other great powers, they have monthly incomes less than us, but if you want to become the economic hegemon, you gotta have a monthly income of at least the 1,000. And we are quite far away on the development. I'll tell you what, in the meantime, there's still some areas that has not been upgraded into great mosques. I'll invest in that. Even though it provides very little gains towards taxation, but don't care. Want to see them upgraded. Now you're in another war. Now we're making a little more money through production. Oh, and I didn't see the Burma trade. How much do we get out of Burma? Slightly better than Persia, but... What am I thinking? We can upgrade another center of trade. Are we at the age where we're allowed to upgrade them to all level 3s to have much more trade power? Because I had something like that happen to me when I was Croatia. And formed a trade company. A North African Trading Company. Just be stationed over there. Because if we're going to be fighting against big armies, well then we'll increase the size of our military then. Once it reaches 200,000, then we'll create one more army. And then once these heavy ships finished, and then we'll go for it again. These 2 galleys here are whatever to me. Probably get rid of them in the future. Knowing that we have... basically, we outgun our enemies. My goodness, they have really severely beaten Dai Viet. Their territories are just scattered. Now we know who the heck we're dealing with. I mean, after all, they're ranked number 8 on a great power. After this war, not so much. Create another one. We'll include cavalry in this one. So basically, when we send our armies to advance eastward, the ones that do not have generals will stay back. They're basically going to be the reserves. They'll play reservists. Because we have the economic backing to have such an upkeep. $20,000 strong. Maybe. Should I include artillery or not? Then again, you can afford the cost. Basically, whoever's got siege skill, they'll be on to do the siege, and the ones that stay back, well, they stay back. Just a little more infantry. Just a supporting role. Mosques are finished. And that still increased it a bit due to the uptick of taxation. No, not this. Do any of you have textile manufactories but no counting houses? Oh yeah, before you even think about such a thing, keep upgrading all these mosques into great mosques. Even though they provide very little income that contributes, but every little bit helps. Slow down here. Porcelain in Mycen. Our inventors have spent some time studying samples of porcelain that our traders brought back from China. They claim to discover the secrets of its production. The samples they presented to Count Moritz II are certainly very fine, and will bring in considerable wealth if they could be produced in large amounts. They now request our investment to set up a porcelain manufacturer, which will, they say, allow them to capture the German market for Chinaware. Now Chinaware will be produced in Dresden, so they have a mill, and the price of Chinaware is reduced. The vast and endless sea. Unlike the calling to the battlefields of land, a matter of duty and search for glory, the sea calls to many free spirits who care little for such things. Stories of sailing the oceans of the world and past the expeditions of the Mughal fleet are retold by old sailors as adventures. Many of the great sights remembered, and many of the great sacrifices forgotten. It is any wonder with such a legacy that youths of the Mughal Empire yearn for the vastness of the sea. Many more have come to join our navy to pass here. Some may end their lives at the bottom of the ocean, but those who return sure to keep their stories alive. We write the legacy that inspires future generations. I mean, after all, we are expanding the navy, so some wanted to be part of it. I'm not terribly worried about the amount of manpower that we have right now. So, everybody stop drilling. Send in the best that you got to position. Whoever's the general will be there. Just mobilizing everybody there. Just everybody to positions. And then soon you will join up with this fleet. Because it's got another few months before it's fully built and ready. And we still make a fine amount of income. I'll promote you again. Because you gotta need it. This should be stable government. Several leading members of the government are deeply worried about some changes that were recently proposed to how the realm should be ruled. They demand a stop to such outrageous reforms and return to our tried and trusted traditions. Naturally, they avoid mentioning how the changes would impact their own power base. Just ignore them. We're gonna be at war soon, and it will be a glorious war. A war that will add to a lot of prestige to our name. Now we can build fortresses, and we will have an additional military tactics and combat with increased. You got it. So now you are really ahead of time. And bear in mind, it's not until level 26 you'll get the next idea. Which, quite honestly, I would love it to be innovative. Because, let me see. But, remember, that's for innovativeness gain, technology cost reduction, institution embracement, knowing that institutions that tries to come here becomes an issue. So I think it would be wise for that, knowing that 1700 will be coming soon. So I think it would be best for it. And the last one would be, have to be military related. Haven't thought about which. That's gonna be far into the future. Hey, get back over here. "42 heavy ships, 37 light, and 2 galleys, which are just there. Not to mention the 2 flagships. But to us, this is just another ship compared to this one. But remember, this is who we're gonna go to war against. They may not join because they're in debt and they're out of manpower. And they're tributary to them, so they're gonna have to defend it. So yes, we doubled our size. 214,000 strong. Which makes us the largest army in the world. And having the third largest navy ever since we've increased it a bit. And I'm sure the navy will grow larger in future when we... Well, we kind of don't need an upgraded versions of it, but when we upgrade them all to grand shipyards to up the naval force limit, just to increase the size of the navy with more light ships and more heavy ships, especially heavy ships. Light ships to increase trade power in a few areas. As much as I would like to increase it for the Burma Trade node. But that's what territorial expansion is for. And taking these two here of the Irrawaddy would be very beneficial for us. These areas that you have claims to. Get them. And of course, whatever develop well, some territories are more developed than others, but especially this here, Otwangu. That's how you pronounce it. Very valuable. Yeah, we can't wait to go down to all these areas, even through there, the former capital. Well, it's still a capital, but not. Well, I don't know how much longer. But think of it. Your monthly income will slowly increase. But I don't know if we'll ever get up to 1,000. Especially with whatever future institutions that will bring us. So in other words, yeah, we're ready for war, but we'll be looking for their fleet to sink first, before you engage. So let's find them. Find where most of these ships are. Wait. You need an admiral. Think of a name. Ahmed Shah Zaru. One fire, one shock, 3 maneuver. There you go. That's Malacca. Trade collapse. It is hard to fathom, but for some reason the amount of income from trade has simply collapsed. Cargoes just don't seem to be landed. Is it smuggling? Is it merchants going elsewhere? We do not know, but things are grim. Oh, yo. There's nothing we could do. We'll take that hit for the next 10 years. Boy, there's the Japanese army. My goodness. A lot of infantry and artillery. What Japanese ideas do they have? Not talking about national, what they pick. Diplomatic, offensive, economic, administrative, exploration. Reformed landholding to have more manpower modifier. Surprised they haven't gone for quantity. Knowing them. Some of the ships are just at port. There is a fort there, so I suggest you send the ships this way, knowing that we would have to capture a few areas, and coastal forts if any. And especially knock them out of the war. That's what we're gonna have to do on this one. And these mosques will be finished just to give us a small boost of taxation increase. What trade goods did he have when we expanded that? Very valuable, I see. Well, I hope they have these manufactories been built. If not, and plus we'll be taking these areas. That's only if they're of the right religion that belongs to it that makes it activated. Okay, this one requires being a Buddhist, but that's not quite. But this, it does not appear it requires a religion. Interesting place to expand as the Burma campaign truly begins. Alright, let's begin, even though some of you are not in position, but we are. Knowing that our ships will be on the way to blockade this fort. And I suggest the reserves begin to move too. You know, just in case. We already got one up here. You'll follow suit. And until further notice, knowing who the heck we're going to be dealing with here. Right, let's begin. So obviously be an imperialism war because less aggressive expansion, less cost for all these provinces. We can defeat them, I hope. Their capital is just over there, but take the fort first. You head to here. You're the siege man, so take that area there. Another fort. Head to there. You follow. What the hell? Get down there. Alright, blockade has begun. And with the presence here, we should have this down shortly. Get down there. What's stopping you? Most of the fleet's positioned over there. This should follow them. Move. They're sending almost their entire army this way. 37 infantry regiments, 6 cavalry, and 29 artillery regiments. They're gonna try to blow us up the kingdom come. That's serious. This is what I mean of who the heck we're dealing with. A man who is master of arms. In fact, that's no mere man. That's the king himself. And a young one at that. Now that's a question, a very good question I would add. Who the hell are we dealing with? They are engaging. Keep moving. Looks like it's going to be a struggle for you, Shah Shuja. You're the shock man. But our general here, who's behind it, he's much better at this. Move in. Everybody needs to get here fast. Because in for the struggle of a lifetime. There's no river crossing here. It's going to be an open plain. We're badly outnumbered and we need reinforcements. You'll be there in 3 days. You're going to be there much later. Not until 2 years. Oh, hell. But we have a higher discipline, we could put more damage to it. But, it's awful risky. We're sending more reinforcements. They're mauling us. But they withdrew. They know we were coming. But we got them. But there's a lot more than where that came from. These forts will soon fall. So that's the Lower Burmese front, and this is Upper Burmese front. We're going to refer to them as those two different front lines in reference of this and this. That's a reference we're making in geography. But if I was to make gains, it'll likely be Lower Burma rather than the Upper. Because knowing in the future we have to deal with all of this. And eventually get down there and get to the capital. Knock a few forts of them down. And then we'll get them out of the war. This fort has fallen. Head straight to there. You follow us. And mop up the rest, if you can. You're ready for fight. We took out whoever's in the way. Taken Pegu. In fact, we fought a nation Pegu before. They used to run here, so I guess that's where they originally came from. We're taking that fort. That'll block their access, so let's storm the capital now. While we can. It's a very highly developed territory. And it's going to cost quite a bit. Quite much. We sunk them all. We captured none. That's curtains for them. But remain in the blockade knowing that we would have to get rid of their fleet soon. Don't want to let them roam around free, do we? And keep in mind, if you want to capture all areas that's of a Burmese culture, when you fully assimilate them, leaders without upkeep, that is a must-have, because, you know, that means more room for generals and admirals. And can't wait to unite all of South India and the eastern areas there, so that we will have even more production efficiency. And a goods produce modifier, which in turn, for both of them, increases trade value. You make income out of it. It took me a while to think about that. Get in there. And don't forget about these guys. We're gonna have to deal with them as well. Even though they're weaker, but they're easier to get them out of the war. That's when we take this fort, and then you're gonna shift this way. And then these guys will come in and link up with them. That's what these two armies are for. They're going once they're go after Dali. 29 days. Well done. I'll spread out a little. We'll advance this way soon. We just want to occupy a few of these areas so these guys can gun down from there. Finally. Move up. Better get them off of us. Actually, because of who we're dealing with, let's switch up a little. Rajputs to the front. That's a call that every man should know. As much as I like these generals here, but I think we got this settled. Got this stabilized, so we should focus our efforts against them. They're a powerful enemy, and they're going to be fully committed to this war now. We'll follow you too soon. Just want you to head down there, and we'll come support you. End of a golden era. We've enjoyed 50 years of prosperity, but all great things must come to an end. So it seems. Talk about just what we wanted. And we captured a heavy ship. We caught them all. They withdrew. Heading to where? Yeah. Sunk them all, but the others have remained. I fear that they're going this way to meet with our army up here. The reservists. And we sent our best ones to the south. Hold position. British, Mexico. Take care of the rest. We'll meet up shortly, but for now, just hold. Hold the high ground. Pull one back. Because we're going to be shifting this way. Quiet. Captured 3 transport ships, sunk the rest. We got them. Do any of these have a shipyard, by the way? For repairs? Yeah. Good. Need to get some of them fixed. Knock down this fort, and then you're well on your way to the capital. Which kind of rivals their development compared to us. The Emerald Buddha. World Trade Center. I see. I would like to help with the blockade, but... oh, it only taken a few hits. It's just the most of the badly damaged ones on the transport, so... actually do help with the blockade. Help with the siege, I should say. Do not advance yet. Because most of their armies went this way! They're taking a river crossing penalty. And we're going to be fighting in the jungle. So. It's bad for them. Prepare to move. If it gets bad, get the Rajputs up here. Movement lock. Get down here. Can't chicken out of this now. Should we? How much do you actually gain? And how old is our generals? 39, 23, 43, 49. Again, one decisive pitched battle is not going to end their participation. We need to beat the heck out of them a lot. And take all of their forts except for the southernmost part of the area. So practically the upper Burmese front is stabilized. And we're heading down to what is this region? I mean, this is part of Lower Burma. And we'll be heading into the Indo-Chinese North Tenasserim front. Just trying to name the geography in references. So we know the names. Lower Burmese Indo-Chinese front. That's what we'll call it. So battle will start on the 24th. You'll be there on the 29th. You'll be there a little late. Hope we can count on your tenacity. You fought them before, but screw it. Fire. They better surrender. If they don't, we're backing out of here. Because we gotta help them. Come on, surrender, you scums. They did. Go! It'll take a little longer to arrive. But we're holding on. Guys been getting good dice rolls on us. Reinforcements arrive, and they're out of here. My goodness. As I said before, who the hell are we dealing with? Muhammad Shah Mirza is ruthless. That's our general of the Rajput army. Land fire damage, which is a Rajput specialty. Told you about this. You do mop up the rest. You may begin your campaign towards Dali. Shift in the front to up there. And we'll be covering you. And you'll follow suit. Muhammad Shah Mirza is our siege guy of this front, so we're heading to Sukhothai. Get them first. It's a lot of ground we have to cover. Got a shipyard? Yeah. Fortunately, all these old forts are a bunch of castles. Old castles. No upgraded fortresses and anything like. Move up. Just take these two forts, occupy most territory, and they're out of the war. It'll make things easier for us. Oh, a lot easier. Fortunately, we had the man with the job. What ideas do they have? Economic quantity has been offensive. Ah, offensive. That's why they were giving us a hard time. And I also have a cavalry combat ability plus 15, comparable to the Croatians and the Mughals, even though we are far superior in cavalry combat. But the quantity ideas explains why there's so many of them, and these few offensive ideas that they've taken. Land leader shock, that's another thing. And they can recruit things faster. And the more they gain, well, they'll be fighting hard. Especially when they get the discipline up. Maybe we should consider offensive ideas as the last idea. I would consider. And all these things you could have. Maybe in the late game. This is what this is for. When you get the next set of ideas, put that on. As well as knowing that the next institution will be coming soon. In 5 years' time. I doubt it's going to be founded here. No matter how good we are. Where the hell are you going? Taking a scenic route? Very risky of you. Doors open to the capital. I suggest we go down there together. And sail around to the Gulf of Siam. Dali's fallen after 34 days. Cover us. Yeah, taking the long way around. Is that even wise? Actually, no, keep going that route. Annamite Mountains, no wonder. It's the reason why you see Vietnam in a territory like that. Don't even think about it. If you're gonna take that back, it'll be a big mistake for you. This capital will fall sooner than you think, I hope. Are they really gonna take that fort back? They have the guns for it, but we can drive them off. But the real issue to that here is, well, they're not going for it. Maybe they're gonna attack from behind. Big mistake. It's just that man needs to hurry up. Sooner we get this fort down and defeat him in a battle, then Dali is out. While you mop up a few. So it's likely we'll have to, of the territorial gains we'll be making, it has to be for Lower Burma to complete this mission. Lower Central Burma. Oh, rewards. Permanent claims. Now we know the Regency is gonna end, so we'll know he'll be 15. I don't know what they're up to, but I don't like it. If they're thinking what I'm thinking they're doing. Oh, they're gonna link up with the new guys. So come on, hurry up. Get here. Because your senior group may get us all killed. There you are, increasing the size of the regiments. I tell you what, when they're out of the war, we're going to be shifting to this front and we'll come down here and help you out. Because our guy's busy finishing up the last few, and once he's done, he has to come down here. You're the one with a lot of guns. 8th Army. Are they heading to Korat? Because that's where we're going. Okay, they stopped moving. Cut them off. We're gonna engage them here. It's probably a stupid move on our part. Because that's gonna draw them this way. No. They got different plans. Crud. It's gonna be fighting in mountains. They're taking a river crossing penalty. We don't have time for reserves. Hey! This way. They stopped. Now they're turning around. They know what we're up to. To Korat as originally planned. The Afghan Rebellions. The Afghans, under the leadership of Mir Wais, has risen up in rebellion in their home provinces. Curses! We're a fairly stable country. Don't you know that once he's crowned this coming September, that they said the Afghan people's like, alright, we have an Afghan ruler once more, and everybody will respect him. But not here, not now. Because we have a high level of tolerance here. Told them all here. God, what I would do to kill that general by some random chance. Which the general King general, whatever. The war enthusiasm medium. I was not aware that Malacca joined the war. Crud. Well, we have to deal with them when we, you know, shift our front line further south. Well, we gotta knock them out first. Otherwise, it's gonna be a real issue. What the hell's the matter with you? The Mughal know nothing about running a state. And shipyards. Soon it'll be the era of the three-deckers. Come on, hurry up. They're gonna link up. That's what they're doing. We're not gonna let that happen, do we? In fact, that's the remnant of this state, which is nearly fully occupied. Why have you not breached these walls? Make it easier. When their capital falls, it's really going to demoralize their war enthusiasm. And then we would have to focus on defeating their massive armies. Crap, it's going to take another month to get here. They are linking up. That doesn't bode well. Back away from there. It's a fort here. It's all highlands. Get away from there. Withdraw. What have we got ourselves into? Capital surrendered. We gotta go up there and save them. There's no way we'll dislodge them out of there. And this area's not fallen yet. So we can get Delhi out of the war. Oh, I know what they're up to. But this place must fall, because if this fort has not fallen, the Highlands, for the battle of it, is going to be in their favor. Cutting them off would be a dumb move. Be crossing the river and fighting the jungle. Perhaps here. Or create another breach. Wise move. Wait a minute. We are committed. Battle begins on the 28th. They'll be there on March. We'll have the high ground by then. Maybe we have a chance. But the problem is, no leaders. Oh. Transfer 1. Because you sent all the best generals to there. The only one that has the land fire, so that one. His reinforcements will be on the way shortly. But again, with them, I have no territorial claimants of these areas that Delhi holds. No forts. But a defeat in a pit shot will definitely demoralize them. Do what you can. Good supplies. This way. Alright, we took him out. We have the high ground now. They're gonna regret this. Everybody's present. And more reinforcements would soon arrive, but we're gonna have to turn around. My goodness, so the Third Army, which is more experienced, well, was experienced. In fact, I think they may be the reservists that we were talking about. 8th, 9th Army, and the Third Army, which is undrilled because it never had a general in decades. Until now. So he sent it to 8th Army, because he's the one with the bunch of artillery that we could definitely blow them to smithereens if they try to attempt to come here. Because they turned away. So we'll fight them instead, but it may give us a hard time. Are we heading this way? Just want to see what the land looks like. No, it's gonna be fighting all hell. It's under shock. Now it's under fire. His advantage. Shock. Not getting good dice rolls, but we're really mauling them. How many more men do they have to die? Not only on our end, but on theirs too. Because they got to be losing steam soon. As the expression goes. See to if you can get to them quickly. Leave them alone. You four, head this way. We'll distribute forces shortly. That's Tonga. You know, fighting a jungle and crossing a river. Leaves a little more than to be desired, but we have the numbers and the discipline. Kill them all. Could have chased them out all the way. $93,000. That's how much we've committed to this area here. But the war will not end from there. Because we also have this to deal with. That fleet of theirs. And we get like a... And plus with this fleet we can cross into this area. As we wish to. This is probably the deadliest war in a long time. Yarkand's not at war. Let's just try to lower their war enthusiasm a little more. Them, they're already beat, but I believe they need more than just this. Just split. We'll be right there with you. Spread out. Golden air for our culture. Knock this fort down and then we're gonna try to meet them again. That was quick. Now we have free reign. I think we've took all their forts. It appears so. That's all their fortifications. Now all we need is to beat the heck out of their army more and more. And we're willing to sacrifice for this. And we'll try to occupy more of Delhi until their war enthusiasm is low to knock them out of the war. The only territorial gains I want from Ayutthaya would be here, here, there, and there. It's part of Lower Burma. And Lower and Central Burma, Tonga will get out of that. And perhaps some of it, if time allows. Need him back here. Well, as soon as he's done occupying. Let's get together and defeat him. Alright, come on. We need you. It's already assigned to 8th Army. Get out. Need you back in the Rajput regiment. Yes. Just to reiterate. Yeah. You got it. Because we need the very best. Not yet. Come on. What's it gotta take with you? Try not to get too far. Plus, this is a very good position. So, river crossings from Laval, Zapata, Croat, Bangkok. The only safest place to not get a river crossing penalty is through Bangkok, but I doubt this will hold. So we're gonna try to go the long way round towards Bangkok. If the fort holds. If not, we're screwed. They will hold. We got another month for us to get to position and engage them safely without taking any terrain penalties. So come on, move up, man. Because it may fall sooner than you think. Engage now. And the Rajputs will be behind us shortly. Almost all Delhi's fully occupied. While we're keeping them at bay. Sir. Our boy's grown up. Yeah. Consider. We killed off their entire army there. Of course, that means some of that manpower reserves, when they are disbanded, will have to be returned to there. Right, begin sweeping. Split up, all of you. Gotcha. Sure you want to quit? Come on. What's it got to take of you bastards? Dolly? Dolly. Good. And very good too. Midas touched. We gotta occupy these territories quickly before they form a new army. So what is it? No pillaging, just give me a bunch of damn money. What trade node are you part of? 8% of that. We'll steer the trade over here. And don't cost you nothing. Dali is out. While we're, occupying the rest of this, you guys, the reserves, including one good army, and you're the stage man for this job, head down to Malacca. Wait, where are they stationed at? Oh! Break off from there. Their fleet may roam free soon, but we'll take care of them later. As per usual. Give me the money! Who knows what I will do with them in post-war? Let me think. And you got what you wanted. One galley, one transport. Now head down there quickly. See, those Afghans, despite the possible rebellions against us, they'll have to calm down. By the way, that Afghan Rebellions thing, that's a Mughal exclusive mission event that occurred historically. But since the dynasty is on Afghan culture, well, at least they'll calm down now. Ah, they just went back to point in time. Well, not for long, because unlike the past wars of Malacca, we will take it to them. Finished? Yes, sir. Well, do with this one. These are the kind of wars we're going to be fighting in the future. And I'm sure we'll take out Vijayanagar sooner or later. Haven't seen any attempts of trying to form their army. Have they ran out of money? Or they will, well, have... You done? Tonga is done. It's 98% war score. We don't need to get it further, but I like to punish my enemies. Yeah, you finished taking those areas. The occupation's finished. But I'm thinking for future reference, knowing that Vijayanagar would be up next. Or just help them speed up with this siege of the of carpet sieging the whole areas. They want out too. Obvious is obvious, but not now. We'll be getting a lot of talented. A lot of talent. Talented advisors. This blockade will help. You could declare war against Assam, which is a way to fight against Vietnam without having to fight them directly. Because fighting against them, well, they're weaker, but I don't think you should worry that much. It's just, it's going to be a hassle to send troops this way while we will fucking... Based on what you demonstrated, you can cover many front lines. You're fine. So we sent everybody over here, just to get it over with. Even if we have to take attrition damage. And we'll deal with this army. This capital will fall shortly. Get some money out of them. Sooner or later. Now that you're down here. What? Oh my goodness. Glad you guys are up here for this. I could care less about Vietnamese separatists. If they want to go back to Dai Viet, let them be, because we occupy nearly their whole country. Stop those peasants. They're ruining our plans. Finally. Kill them. Court and country. You know what that means? This is what this is. There's some instability going on here. Stability is 1. War exhaustion going through the roof. There's a reason why these peasants are out there. You too, come on. They're ruining our plans. We're doing them a favor. Head to their capital. Once that's fallen, we'll destroy their fleet and then occupy the rest of the countryside. But leave the Vietnamese separatists alone. May never know that they'll have enough separatism that they'll return to Dai Viet. One down. About to kill this one. Increased demand for chins. Chins from Konosima fetch a very good price in foreign as well as domestic markets, lady. So much so that it's given a rise to a new generation of entrepreneurs in economic speculation. We should step into living any excess. Anything is fine with me. Not now. Oh gosh, a new batch of peasants. And we only took very little casualties. You'll deal with them. You're volunteered to get rid of them. The rest of you reoccupy these areas. Particularly the ones that we have claims to. Boy, it's gonna be a long march home for everybody. Right after the end of this. You got him. We got him. Stop. As it should be. Who cared less about what happens to noble rebels as long as chaos reigns. And as well as the Vietnamese separatists causing damage. Anything that used to be a core part of Dai Viet. That was Dai Viet. Yahoo. Let's just leave him alone. Just want these guys out first. Okay. Split up. Once the Navy's dealt with, we'll be crossing and take all these little bits of areas. Malaccan flagship sunk. Of all the ships of the Malaccan Navy, none was more highly regarded than the Heavy Ship 2. Guess they ran out of names. Good riddance. Adding prestige. Took a light ship and a few more transports, happily. We have control of this sea. You're allowed to cross now. 19,000 strong somewhere. Probably hired mercenaries. The question is, where? We got it all back. But remember, don't let this fall to them. I probably may have to step in. Protect this interest and just keep them over there. While we work on this. Head to the island. Singapore. Yeah, granted privileges. Just this once. I'll take the legitimacy hit. It's not gonna hurt me in the long run. You gotta be careful when you go up there because these noble rebels out there. We just want to loot everything there is to see. My goodness, have we really killed off our manpower because of this? Expedition and all that? Stay here. No. Singapore. just protecting our interests and letting the Vietnamese run loose. Remnants. But it doesn't matter now, because they're taking irrelevant territory. Come over here. Just to get out of this damn attrition. As long as they cause chaos, I'm happy. That's all I care about. Did they have a fort there? No. It's the last territory they hold. And we're gonna take it to them. One last battle just to kill off all of our manpower again. But we don't care. In fact, give me the very best. Muhammad Shah Mirza. Our man. Again, care less about these. Anyways, time to begin the march home. Let's get to stepping. I haven't looked up Pride in a long time. Again, we'll worry about that manpower modifier. In fact, what do you want more? Actually, do support the hardliners. Alright, that's it for them. One more naval battle and then we'll have peace. We were just taking our last few ships. Okay, what the heck happened? Captured another light ship, another transport. Naval gunner. Oh yes. Good one. Sunk a transport, sunk a transport, sunk a transport. Okay. Return to port to the Bengal. We'll be beginning our march home, but kinda don't want to, you know, antagonist. Oh yes, I forgot about this part, but again, irrelevant. So that's probably where the remaining army is that they're building up there. But quite honestly, we're kinda tired and we don't want to lose more lives here. Whereas we can handle Vijayanagar easily in the next one. In fact, activate those transports. And there's reasons for that. We want to transport everybody just back and forth. They could try to reoccupy, but you ain't going anywhere. That's the reason why they're stuck over there. Forgot about that part. Even though we're actually letting them roam free. So in fact, change my mind. Let's just do this one at a time, so it'll be easy. Just depends on how many you can fit. Straight to Malacca, then we'll be dropping them off bit by bit here. So consider this war already at an end, but we've deployed a navy, so they won't be going anywhere. Nobody goes anywhere. Nobody crosses that strait other than us. Be careful being out at open sea. But as long as we cross that way. Okay, so that's one. 2 armies. We could fit another. We can evacuate 2 armies at a time. Just a little more than that. Come on. This way. Alright. Scheduled. Both of them are attached to transports. Ready? Go! There's room for you two. Hey, they ain't going anywhere. Maybe we could get a few more free transports if we can capture a few. Based on their Lord morale. Capture 2 more. Perfect! You can have 3 armies in there. Three of them arrived. Just march down this way. You'll walk the rest of the way there because I am not sending you over there. Come on, hurry up. We could fit another 2 in here. Alright, sit down. Now I see the convenience of this. Doesn't matter who's the owner of the capital. Just get it up. We're going to be coring to these provinces that we will soon be capturing. And it looks like they're on their way back, but we want to get the heck out of here in a hurry. I assume these are the Vietnamese separatists at it again. Anything that'll slow them down. Alright, to the Bengal of you. We got one more army that needs to be transported out of here. Oh, this way, it's much safer. Because they're coming back and we want to get the hell out of here. Alrighty, you are out of here. Alright, everybody's out at sea. We're safe now. So should we call off the war now? Because those Vietnamese separatists are going to be wreaking havoc. And it's going to take a long while for them to recreate their armies and assemble out there. Malacca first. No pillage. I suggest you steer trade to me as well. Because you know how much we want that money. Alright, set sail. Alrighty. That's one. So we want these lands. And all the money that you can have. And reparations. Okay? But we cannot steer trade. And that's it. And I cannot pillage your capital because we're letting these rebels run loose. Particularists, noble rebels, Vietnamese separatists. In fact, speaking of Vietnamese, there's another thing I could do with them. Return these territories to Dai Viet. Simply for the sake of it. We're not trying to be friends with Dai Viet. We're just doing that to spite them. That's Pasai. That's that? Hmm. Okay. Now I have to form a coalition because they're a big country and so am I. So this is for the lower part of Burma that we want. Got it? Don't cost you much. And have fun with the rebellions that you got. Yeah. We still got another diplomat. Areas that you have legitimate claims to. Especially this highly developed territory. Okay, what else? This here. As a reminder of the mission. Lower Burma. Yeah, you got it all. And we need some of Upper Burma for reference. Maybe these areas. To the least developed areas. Just take what you can. My goodness. Superly overextended. And don't need reparations, but god dang. Imperialism does wonders. And what little you got? Ayutthaya would join a coalition. They're the only ones that can match our strength against us, but I am willing to risk it. Complete victory. Mission complete. Core everything that you've got. So we have subjugated the Lower Burma, increasing a trade power in Bengal. And we have permanent claims to all the areas that we've once occupied. That would demonstrate the fact that we can defeat them. It'll be hard, but we can. Although, quite honestly, I did not look at the casualties total. I should have, but I'll look it up at the end of the video when I look back in a screenshot for myself. Now, next time, whoa, good luck trying to fight all of this. But obviously we need Upper Burma, because Ava still stands. Corruption is growing big time. Well, not quite that big, but it is. My goodness. That's the most amount of oh my god. Well, we may want to hold our positions and... because you are dangerously overextended. That's the most I've ever seen. The amount of national unrest you have. Not even stability could save you. The Chin people have been assimilated, and the Karen people too. Not quite there yet on fully, you know, and all that. And I'm gonna put myself involved in this. 5 fire, 2 shock, 2 maneuver, 1 siege for Bahadur Shah. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the episode's gone long, so we'll end the episode on that note. We have really overextended ourselves into Burma. And we hope it doesn't come back to haunt us, because we may need to recover. And it'll be a long time before we do so. But we'll see you in the next one. But until then, so long for now.